I'm gonna have to
Hey,
find the
Megan.
record button.
Hey, Megan.
Hey, Renita, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm so glad to hear your beautiful voice.
Aw, I haven't talked to you in a while. I know.
I know. What's up?
All right, guys. If everybody is ready, hold on one second. Let me do. All right. I'm super excited about this one this evening because this was my PD book. Even though Blaine tried to tell me this was not my PD book, I guess I need to look back at my goals. But I read The Miracle Morning. It was actually something that was suggested to me by Jessica Rodriguez when we were at the retreat. I'm just gonna not look at myself in the mirror because I feel like I have like this lighting is just bad. I'm very grainy. It's not good. So anyways, sorry. Jessica told me about this at the retreat, and she actually said something along the lines of like she wasn't doing it while she was at the retreat, and she really could tell that it was making like a big difference that she hadn't done it. I was like, okay, I got to find out what this is all about. Have any of you guys that are on heard about this yet? Bree, you have? Blaine? Yeah, well, I told you about it. Okay, so I really, really enjoyed this. He gets into the section and he's like, all right, think about how you wake up in the morning. And I'm going to kind of go backwards. I want to talk about this first, and then I'll tell you what it actually is for those of you that don't know. But talking about think about how you wake up in the morning. And for me, I don't know if it's for you guys, but it usually starts by hitting snooze several times and then waking up and being, hey, Jay. And then waking up and being really stressed and frantic and rushing around all morning long. And then something normally happens where Sawyer is getting screamed at because he's not eating his breakfast fast enough because I was late getting him up. So it just is all a huge disaster. And then you got to look at like what kind of tone that sets for your day. So then you think about what if you started your morning and you really came in with intention and you thought about what you were grateful for and you had done some activities that really made you like look inside and be prepared for the day and ready to take on the day in like a really positive way. I know we've all heard that quote, one small positive thought in the morning can change your entire day. And that is basically what the Miracle Morning is all about. It is just starting your day off in a way that you're going to be ready to really knock out the rest of the day. You're going to be more focused. You're going to be less frantic. And I'm not just telling you this. There is a community of people. I just joined the Facebook group yesterday, and there's something like 75,000 people in there. Yeah, and this is all of these people's jam. Not to mention there are pages and pages of like referrals in here. And then if you go on his website, that many more people. Like this is how many CPs did you sell? Really? So man, I just lost my train of thought, Blaine. You're terrible. Oh, to the 75,000 group. Yeah, I just got in there yesterday, so I probably will be nailing January. I'm guessing I'll probably be at like SC 426 or something like that. So I'm going to need lots of assistance if anybody wants to start helping me out in that department. Okay, so exactly, Lindsay. So what is the Miracle Morning? It's basically a 6-step routine to start your day, and it is the concept of habit stacking. So instead of saying, okay, I think that I'm going to start doing visualization, it's a step of 6 different steps that you are tacking all those good habits together, but you're making it one routine and you're starting it out in the morning. So it's so much easier to stick to it because you're doing a bunch of things at once, and then it just easily becomes a habit and rolls into your routine. Let's see here. Okay, so the guy goes through and he tells you about him. And first of all, let me go back a little bit. Sorry, you guys know scatterbrain Megan. Just, it's me again. I know it's been a while since I've done a call, but I'm still exactly the same. Anyhow, so what you're doing is you're going to look at your day, and you're basically going to be deciding to start your day an hour earlier. And if any of you guys are like me, you're probably thinking that's absolutely ridiculous. There's no way I can do that. I already get up at 4:30 to work out, or whatever the crazy times that you guys get up. I'm lucky that I'm dragging my behind out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, we're working on this. I've done it a couple times, and I really do notice a huge difference in my day. But now I'm getting ready to really tackle the 30-day challenge and make it a commitment and really do this thing. So, but you just are deciding that you're going to wake up an hour earlier. And I love that he gave some really awesome tips for how to get up and like how to really get going. Because again, like I said, you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, that's ridiculous. I already get up at 4:30. I'm not getting up at 3:30. And if you get up at 4:30, I'm probably going to give you a pass on the miracle morning, because I can't imagine getting up any earlier than that. But I'm not telling you to wake up at 3:30, because I am not the person that has to deal with you and your sleep, or lack thereof. But I did love these awesome tips that he gave on, as he called it, the snooze-proof wake-up strategy. So number one is the most important, and it's probably something that nobody would think of, or at least I surely did not before I picked up this book, that you're going to set your intention for tomorrow morning before you go to bed tonight. If you get on his website, if you go to tmmbook.com, there are he's even got like bedtime affirmations, like, and I'm going to look at them and adjust them, but just things that you can tell yourself about, like when you're planning on getting up and what you have going on. And I can tell you guys that my husband started this earlier this week, and I can already see like an insane difference in him. And it is only Wednesday, so we're talking about like 3 mornings of this, and I can already see a huge difference. Like, there is no Megan says go into work and compliment people, and he comes home and says, yeah, that guy told me he was moving to Texas. Like, he is really working. Like, he's really taking it and using it, and you guys know that makes my heart so happy. So yes, yay Hunter. So the first thing, the number one thing, is the night before you go to bed, set your intention. No, regardless of how much sleep you got, he goes through this like big section in there where he talks about what is the exact right amount of sleep that you're supposed to get. And he did a study where he did like 9 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep, blah, 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 all the way through, and told himself the night before that he wasn't going to get enough sleep, that it wasn't going to be good, that he was going to wake up tired in the morning. And what did he do the next morning? He woke up tired, whether it was 9 hours or it was 4 hours. Then he did it in reverse with 9 hours to 4 hours, or 4 hours to 9 hours, however you want to do it. And he told himself that he was going to get plenty of sleep, that he's going to wake up excited to attack the next day, that everything was going to be good. And just the same, whether it was 4 hours or 9 hours, he didn't notice a difference, because it's all about what you tell yourself. And I can tell you, these past couple days, when Hudson has been waking up in the middle of the night, my mind does not go to a positive place. My mind goes to, I am going to wake up so drained because this child won't stop kicking me and all that other stuff. And that's how I've been waking up. So why not try the reverse? Good night, sweet girl. Why not try the reverse and see how it really makes a difference in your life? Okay, so then the second thing he said to do, and he's talking about these wake up motivation level, I think is what it is. Yeah, wake up motivation level. So he's saying, everybody's at, let's just say you're at a 0 to begin with, or some of you might be a little more motivated than me to wake up. But each one of these steps, when you do it, it's going to make your motivation level that much higher. So you move on to number 2, and that is to move your alarm clock across the room. Don't have it in the bed right next to you. If it's in the bed right next to you, that, of course, Blaine does that because she's a go-getter and she's crushing things. But when it's in the bed right next to you, you can just cut it off and then you roll over, and it's so easy to go back to sleep. But if you have to physically get out of the warm bed, especially in the winter months, get out of the warm bed and walk across the room to cut the alarm off, then you're not going to be as likely to then turn around and crawl back into the beds. So, sorry, my mother-in-law's calling me. So move your alarm clock across the room. I have that alarm clock that makes you do math to turn it off. That is awesome, Brie. I didn't even know that existed. I need one of those. Okay, so after you have the night before, you set your intention for the next morning, you moved your alarm clock clear across the room, so you woke up, you did that. The next thing you're going to go in the room and you're going to go brush your teeth. And the whole point of this is not like it's a big activity that's going to get a lot. It's a totally mindless activity. You could brush your teeth in the dark. You can brush your teeth anywhere. It doesn't matter. You know how to brush your teeth. So you're getting through those mindless activities while your body wakes up. The next thing, drink a full glass of water. I love that he pointed this out because I didn't even think much about it, right, Blaine? I didn't even think much about it, but when you go 6 to 8 hours at night and your body doesn't get any water, pee while you brush your teeth, Blaine, and your body doesn't get any water in that 6 to 8 hours, you start to go into a little bit of dehydration, and when you're dehydrated, you're tired. And he even said something about like when people are exhausted in the middle of the afternoon and they're worried about like they don't realize they just need to drink a glass of water. I'm not sure I realized that dehydration did that much to you. Probably because I'm over here drinking a gallon of water every day. But you know, if you're tired in the middle of the day, you might just need to go chug a glass of water. So anyhow, you are going to drink your glass of water, and then the last step is to get dressed in your workout clothes. Now, I personally just sleep in them so that I don't have to get up and put them on. But, you know, if you need to, you're going to do that. Blaine, I'm through with you. No, you do not pee in the bed. That is inappropriate. You do it while you're while you're brushing your teeth. Come on, girl. Yes, you can. I know you can. Okay. And then once you've done all that, you've raised your wake up motivation level way high enough that you're not going to turn around and go get in the bed. You're going to go sit down somewhere and do your miracle morning, which is not going to be advised to do that in your bed. That is not going to work. Lindsay has the mom bladder and she has to make several trips. And, you know, I have it too. I actually have, my sister-in-law warns me before she tells me something really funny in like a text message or something because I don't need the accidents. Just let me know before you're going to make me laugh that hard. Okay, so what is the miracle morning? It is 6 habits that you're stacking on top of each other. And he calls them the life savers, and the savers is an acronym for the habits. So you have silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and he even says, he's being a little silly, he knows it's a stretch. The S is for scribing, but really it's like journaling or writing. You guys know what that is. So Crystal, I'm going back over them. Hold on. I'm going to go through all of them individually. I'm just telling you what they all are right now. Okay. And we're slowing it down. Okay, wait, hold on. We got to back up for just 1 second. The suggestion is to do each of these activities for 10 minutes each, and that is going to comprise your whole morning. Now, if you only have 30 minutes, say you woke up 30 minutes late, Blaine, questions will be saved for the end. Thank you. If you only have 30 minutes, then you can just do 5 minutes of each activity. Exactly, Brie, exactly. And he even has it broken down to where, like, let's say you're running really, really late. You can just do a 6-minute miracle morning, which is just 1 minute of each individual thing. How cool is that when you're really late? Blaine, what is your question, ma'am?
I'm just making sure I understand. So we do our brush our teeth. This is before we start our actual miracle morning. These are just the steps to get right. I'm just making sure before we move into our 10 things that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's just, if you have difficulty getting up, that is your 5 snooze-proof tips to help you get up in the morning. That's for those people that were going to tell me they're not a morning person, because that's my favorite thing to tell people. Or that, you know, they can't get up any earlier or whatever it is. That's how you assist yourself in getting up earlier. When can Joe have his 10 minutes to pass? Gee. He can slide that in during his miracle morning, Brie. Okay, so number 1 is silence. Silence, you're basically just spending 10 minutes. You can either do guided meditation, or you can spend time with God. You can work on deep breathing activities. You can work on what you're grateful for. Or if you want to, if you live somewhere beautiful, you can go outside and just sit and listen to nature. But the point is just to take 10 minutes to slow down. And instead of waking up with all of that craziness that goes through your head, if you're like me, you wake up and it's like, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do that. And you start going through the motions of everything you need to do, and you don't take the time to just center yourself and be at peace for the day so you're ready to get started. So your 10 minutes of silence is just getting you ready to get going. Next, you move on to affirmations. And I am all about the affirmations. After Amanda Pompa did her call, and Miss Blaine has been working with me on some things. And I don't know if you guys have this, but this is a total side note. But Blaine had me go through and make a list of all the negative things that I like to tell myself about myself. And then I had to go in and write, Lindsay, that's no fun. That's not how you want to start your morning. See, you're going to start with a miracle morning and it's going to all get better. So, so Blaine had me write down all the nasty and negative things that I tell myself about myself. And then I had to come back in with something positive that totally combats all that stuff. And now those are my affirmations about my body self-image, is what most of them about. Some of them are about how lazy I am occasionally, or more often than occasionally. But anyhow, and now I have all those on my mirror. Blaine, I meant to show you that today. In my room, when I look in the mirror, they're all right there. So when I get up at the beginning of the day, I can just see all the things, the positive things I need to be telling myself instead of the negative things. So, okay. Good quotes from the book. What people expect tends to be what happens. Winner know that. They look at the day and say, I was good today and tomorrow I'll be even better. And then that's what happens for them. How awesome is that? That's what I need more of in my life. So affirmations aren't just going to help you reach the long-term goal. They're going to help you get up today and do the actions to get you to the long-term goal, because you're thinking about all that stuff and you're talking about what an amazing person you are and where you're going with it and what kind of great goals you have. So all that is going to help you. Sorry, excuse me. Okay. So if you choose empowering words instead of limiting ones, you will feel in control. And people that feel in control know that they have to take responsibilities for their own lives instead of playing the victim of, oh, all this happened to me, la, 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 la. You know how we play the victim sometimes. So going forward, choose words like I won't instead of I can't, or say things like next time instead of if only. Try to turn things, if you know you're catching yourself in a negative way, saying something that, I just can't do this. Try to turn it where you can make yourself feel better about it and you're taking that negative away. So what do good affirmations look like? A good set of affirmations are going to answer 3 questions. 1, what do I want? So what are you expecting of yourself? What do you expect out of your life? What do you want to happen for yourself? What are you fighting for? Number 2, why do I want it? And this is the why power. Like we've talked about this a gazillion times. You guys are familiar with why power. Just, it's going to be the fuel that's going to drive you, especially when you just don't want to do it. And then the number 3 thing is, what am I committed to doing each day to get myself there? So what actions are you going to take today and every day going forward to get yourself to your goals? And here are my notes. I left a nice little place for some examples, and apparently I didn't make it back for the examples. So I'm sure you guys all have some great examples of some really spectacular affirmations. I could search through the book and read some good ones to you. But again, if you go to www.tmmbook.com. He's got some awesome ones too. There's this whole, like, you can download a bunch of this stuff for free. He sends you the first 2 chapters of the book for free to get started reading it. You get the nighttime affirmations. You get, I think he's just got a regular set of affirmations. And then there's like a workbook that you can work on before you get started, which was all really cool stuff. I printed one for myself and Hunter conveniently stole it. So I'll be printing another one for myself, but it's cool because I'm glad he's using it. All right, so we so far have the S, which was silence, and the A, which is affirmations, and then the V is visualizations. See things as you would have them be instead of how they are now. So we talk about visualization a lot. I feel like we definitely have talked about, like, what's your perfect day? How does it look? How does it feel? What are you touching? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? Like, get into all of that so you can really, really, really get in touch with what it's going to be like to be there. And that's going to drive you. Like, that's going to help you find the why power. Visualization and affirmations do go hand in hand, and I like that, you do the 10 minutes and then you do the next 10 minutes because they kind of build on each other. But the biggest difference is that affirmations are going to keep your long-term vision in mind, and visualization is going to help you take the baby steps to gradually get to the end game. Okay, what do you visualize? And apparently there's a good quote on page 69 per my notes. So if you'll just give me a moment, I will find that good quote for you guys. Okay. From Marianne Williamson's book, A Return to Love, because I would hate to not give her credit. Our deepest fear is that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure, is not that we're inadequate, I'm sorry. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? And actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest in the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. I love that. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I love that, you guys. Like, think about that. When you're on your page and you're sharing something that you didn't think you could ever share, like, you're opening it up so somebody that probably had something that they've been holding on to for a really long time might open it up to say somebody else. They might not open it up for all of Facebook, but they could be giving it to somebody else. And that was obviously on a whole nother tangent, but I really love that quote. Okay. So, what are you going to visualize? Visualize your major goals, your deepest desires, your most exciting dreams. Like I said, think about how you see things, what you feel, what you hear, what you're touching, what you taste, and what you smell. Know every detail. Okay. So, we've got silence, affirmation, visualizations. And then exercise. They say do 10 minutes of exercise here. I was thinking about us in like Core de Force, where there's the extra 10-minute thing. You could always just do that like 10-minute workout or do 10 minutes of yoga or something, just something to get your blood flowing and moving through your body. Obviously, I don't need to talk to you guys about the importance of exercise. I'm pretty sure we all have that, a little handle on that. So that section's going to be short. Yes, I know Crystal does. And then the next section is reading. Gosh, who knew? Personal development. Probably the first time any of you guys have ever heard anything about that. Crystal is a badass. You're right, Brie. I love this quote. Reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body and prayer is to the soul. We become the books we read. So, Hal recommends 10 pages a day. Coincidentally, Beachbody recommends 10 pages a day. There's got to be something to it, guys. And he goes on to break it down. So let's say you did 10 pages a day for 365 days a year. That would be 3,650 pages. So if you divide that out, let's say we're talking about an average of a 200-page book, you read 18 books in 1 year. And I know not a single one of us can say we read 18 books at the end of the year and something didn't change inside of us for the better, unless I don't even know what to tell you you're reading. But I mean, let's be realistic. If you read 18 books, if I had read the whole 18 books that I planned on this year, woo, things would be different, friends. But seriously, no, like that's just a big deal. We all know how important personal development is. Those of you that have been on the retreats and stuff, you've talked to people and you've seen like how much, if I read that, I'd be Oh, Blaine. I have the movie you could have borrowed. And it would have been really exciting to see you pregnant again. Okay, so all right, and then the last thing is scribing. And like I said, for lack of a better word, he couldn't have put a W or a J at the end of it because it wouldn't have been savers. It would have been life savage or life savage. Woo. So neither of those work. So it's lifesaver. So scribing. And a really good quote that went with that. I like this a lot too, because I like to think my brain works a little better than it does. Ideas can come from anywhere at any time. The problem with mental notes is that the ink can fade very rapidly. We all know my brain doesn't function the way that most people's does. So my ink is fading very quickly. So I'm going to start writing stuff down. Okay, and really quick, because we only have 9.5 minutes left, because I really need to pay for the whole Zoom thing. But okay, so 3 ways to write in the morning that he says. One of the ideas that he had is divide a paper in half. And on one side, write down lessons learned, and on the other side, write down new commitments. And then you spend your 10 minutes writing down 1 to 2 either new commitments and lesson learned. Like you do 1 to 2 of each of them with your 10 minutes. And he said small commitments are the best, something like I'll drink 10 glasses of water today, just something easy that can get you going, because your big things are going to be in your affirmations. So you don't have to worry about all that big, crazy stuff. Okay, then the second thing that you can do is do a gratitude journal, which I love this idea as well. And just simply write down 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning. Again, goes back to that quote, 1 small positive thought in the morning can change your entire day. So again, these things don't have to be big. Like if you're struggling that morning, I love when Summer talks about that she wrote a journal to Chad for an entire year, and for like 45 days or something, the one thing she could come up with was "you're hot," because she wasn't in a really great place with him at the time. But, you know, things like hot water and a comfy bed to sleep in and stuff like that is all stuff that, like, even I now keep a gratitude journal and I don't think of that stuff. And I should definitely think of it more because, you know, we came home to broken heat when we went on vacation, came home and there was no heat. So not only did we go from 80 degrees in South Carolina to 45 degrees here, but we also went there with nothing to keep us warm. So that's one of those things that I might want to take a little bit of time to be grateful for, that our heat normally works and keeps us warm, and we don't have to snuggle 4 deep with a dog in the bed. And then the last thing that he suggested on this is there is a thing called the 5-minute journal. I'm pretty positive if you type it in on Amazon that you can find it. But it's just an easy pen and paper journal, and it goes through and it's all printed out. It prompts you questions. So in the morning, it asks you a couple questions. At night, it asks you a couple questions. And you're just answering those things. And my guess would be, because I do not know a whole lot about it, that you're learning a ton about yourself along the way. So at the end of all of it, he talks about taking on a the 30-day Miracle Morning Challenge and taking it on with an accountability partner. I am planning on starting mine on December 1st. Like, I'm going to go ahead and, which is tomorrow, isn't it? I was going to tell you how I was going to finish up the week, but holy moly, how did that happen? So anyhow, I'm going to start mine tomorrow if anybody is interested in doing it with me. There's still lots of really great stuff in the book, so I would definitely suggest that you guys consider getting the book. And I just got the regular one, if you can see that. But there's also a network marketers one, and I almost wish I had seen that one because I probably would have gotten that one. I imagine that they're probably not that much different, but I would love to see what the differences are. I may end up owning both of them. But yeah, I just definitely, it's something that really has been weighing on me since I started reading it. It didn't take us long. I started it, and then Hunter, I noticed like 2 nights later, there was another bookmark in the book further, like earlier on. Hunter had started it, and then we actually got it on audio and listened to it on the way to South Carolina because he wanted to finish it up. And I love that we're doing PD on our car rides now, that before, who knows what we were listening to, Sawyer's great movies and whatnot. So yeah, just this is something that I think that is going to really make a big impact in my life. Like, from the mornings that I have done it, I can definitely recognize that the rest of the day I'm just in a better mood. I'm a more patient mom, just like everything that exercise has done for me. It is a huge difference for me to start my day in that place of peace than as opposed to I just hit snooze too many times and now I'm frantic and screaming at Sawyer because he's not eating his breakfast and all that other good stuff. So, does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to add? Bree, do you do it? Do you do the Miracle Morning? Have you just read through it?
I haven't read it, but I've heard of it. So I really appreciate your breakdown.
Yeah,
we try to get a lot done in the morning because we get up and we work out in the morning. We do a devotional together in the morning. We pray in the morning. So a lot of like the aspects of it we do, but not all of them. And I'm really bad at the affirmations because I think they're super cheesy and I'm a sarcastic, negative person at heart. And so this program has changed me to open my mind to these kinds of things. So I appreciate the tips that you share because there's something I need to work on for sure.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Yeah, he's, and stuff that you said. Okay, so a few things that I was thinking about, like, obviously if this, like, you don't have to do them in the particular order that he did them. Like, we all know we're going to do more than 10 minutes of exercise, or at least most of us are. So, not Blaine. She quits at 9 minutes and 45 seconds. She is done. So, if you wanted to just put that as your last 10 minutes, I don't see why you couldn't do that and roll that into the rest of your workouts. It would totally work. And like I said, you just adjust it where you see fit to make it work for you. And something else you said just made me think of something else. And then I lost it again. I have no idea what you just mouth-blamed.
Was it the devotional part?
No, I mean, like, he definitely said that, you can do the devotional, like, that could be your silence. Your silence could be your time with God and you doing your devotional, and that's perfectly perfect. That's actually what I was doing with mine, because I don't do well with silence. I don't need to be alone with my thoughts. That is not healthy for anybody. So, I will stay away from the silence. I may try some guided meditations one of these mornings, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. But yeah, like, you just switch it around and you make it work for you. And like I said, if you feel like that you really need 20 minutes of personal development one morning, like, Bree, I wanted to tell you after your call that you and Joe did, Saturday was my birthday and we were in the car, and it was and we had left Charleston, and that's always emotional for me anyways. And it was my birthday and I was in the car and I had been fighting with my mom, and it was like a really rough, like, I could feel myself pulling it down. Like, and I have never one time in my life been conscious enough to, like, stand back from it and see it happen. So that was so cool for me. And I just was thinking about a lot of stuff from your call, and I believe that it helped to pull me out. So I hope you guys all just will continue to get on these calls and share what you are doing, what you're going through, what you've read that you think might change somebody's life, because you just never know who it's going to impact and how it's going to impact them and what it's going to change. And I'm just so blessed to have all of you guys. I appreciate you. Like, I love that I know that when I am having those times that I could pick up the phone and call absolutely any of you guys and you would be there to talk me through it. You would be with me, and that you don't want to see me in that sad, crazy place. And we know I don't want to see me there either. I love you, Lindsay. You're so sweet. But, yeah, so I hope that this is something that'll help somebody. If you guys are interested in like teaming up to get accountability partners, if this is something you want to try, I was thinking how crazy it would it be if we could get most of Team Ignite to try this, and then you're rolling into the new year with this new habit that you just spent 30 days doing. Like, how on fire would our whole team be if we were starting every day in a way that like this? Like, how crazy would that be? That would be so exciting to me if this is what the whole team was doing. So anyways, comment in the message, or if you want to start a conversation in the team page, if you guys are interested in doing it. If you're not, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Don't worry about it. But I really think that this is something that could benefit a lot of us. Like Blaine, I don't know that it's going to really benefit Blaine, because she is like, she gets up and she goes. So this might not be her jam, and it might not be everybody's jam, but there's a definite possibility that it